back. You're still tuned into Markets at Lunch, and let's shift focus to India's ethanol blending industry then. India may be gearing up for its boldest fuel transition yet. Reports suggest that the government could soon roll out draft rules for E85 fuel, a blend containing up to 85% ethanol and just 15% petrol. Now, this is a significant leap from the current E20 blending target and signals a much deeper push towards biofuels. But the big question now is, are we really ready? Because the shift to E85 is not just about supply, it's about the entire ecosystem. From vehicles to infrastructure, everything needs to evolve. And to understand this, we are now joined by Mr. Praful Vithalani, chairperson at ISTA. Mr. Vithalani, afternoon. Thank you so much for taking your time out and joining us here on ET Now. So the several reports, in fact, suggest that the government could actually come out with a new policy for E85, which implies 85% ethanol and only 15% petrol. In terms of infrastructure, what do you think? Where does India stand right now in terms of infrastructure?
Yeah, let me take you something back. Thank you for inviting Aista. The preliminary test has been already done. The government has confirmed that the draft of notification for E85 is ready and will be issued soon. Government and market, both concessions are on the plan. Roadmap is developed involving coordination roadmap involving petroleum ministry, then Society of Indian Automobile Manufacturer, agriculture industry, as well as food ministry. I just want to recall that this ethanol push was started in 2016 and 2017 when AISTA had a two meeting with Principal Secretary Prime Minister Office Mr. Nipendra Misraji, followed by Joint Secretary Mr. Anurag Jain, and Honorable Nitin Gadkari and Niti Aayog has outlined the total roadmap. Currently in world, Brazil, 85% flex fuels are of total vehicles sold in 2025. So Brazil has a good sugarcane and corn production. India also have a sugarcane production and corn production. So as far as raw material is concerned, we are very much at good position. USA have only corn-based ethanol having mostly, and that is also 4,200 public stations in 43 states. Many owners are even not aware that their vehicles are of flex fuel capable. France is strong market, having conversions to kits their vehicles is legal and flex fuel capable. Sweden has 792 filling stations of E85. Finland offering scrapping premium for flex fuel engines. In Germany, after giving incentive were withdrawn in 2015, this is to be noted very particularly in India, that E85 collapsed because of withdrawal of the subsidies given, incentives given in Germany.
Right, I completely get that point. So globally, several countries have already adopted higher ethanol blending as far as fuel is concerned. But Mr. Vithalani, realistically speaking, what kind of timeline should India work with? How much time realistically will it take for India to achieve that E85 target? Because automakers also need to be on board, right?
Yeah, I was going to follow up the same thing. The benefits are what? Energy security, geographical timing, climate commitment, and reducing imported bill. We expect Maruti, Tata, Hyundai can be the front runner for this. What infrastructure required, as you asked, OMC will need new storage, OMC will need more blending, and EMC dispensing infrastructure will be required. The timeline, yes, it can be 2 to 3 years to implement E85. This will create a multi-billion dollar capex cycle across auto sector, helping sugar industry, grain manufacturer and corn manufacturer also. Ethanol capacity production has already crossed in India 12 billion liters, and the main clearance is required. Win policy is must is consistency, not negotiable, unchanged. to bring the investment by the industry so that there cannot be a break. And timeline is just 2-3 years, and the infrastructure I already told you.
Right. So that's as far as timeline and infrastructure is concerned. But what will it mean for consumers in terms of pricing? I know it is perhaps too early to comment on this, but will that be cheaper as compared to current fuel, considering perhaps that the government will not levy as much excise duty as it levies on petrol and diesel?
See, this is definitely not we to comment. Actually, it is government who will make the policy, because India is 90% of consumption is bringing by import, reducing it, and to promote more, that all government will definitely look after. And yes, it should be available cheaper than the petrol price, then it can work out. This is what the government has already understood about it.
Right, so that's as far as the pricing is concerned, but everything depends on government support for E85 and the kind of other taxes that they levy on ethanol blended petrol. Thank you so much, Mr. Vithalani,
Thank,
for taking your
thank you
time
very
out
much.
and joining us here on ET Now. But that's all the time we have on this edition of the show. Thanks so much for tuning in. Market Fatafat will take you through the next half hour of trade.